Would you rather marry a guy who is rich, buys you a ton of fancy shit, but cheats on you? Or marry a broke dude who can't buy you shit and he doesn't cheat?
I'm gonna say the first guy.
What's up guys, welcome back to this channel. Today's topic might stir up some people's feelings, but it's an important one. Why modern women hate godly men? Now, not all women fall into this category, but many in today's day and age seem to be turned off by godly men. But why is that? Let's dive into what's going on beneath the surface. Number one, godly men are countercultural. Let's start by acknowledging the obvious. Godly men stand out because they live by biblical values. The Bible says in Romans 12 verse 2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." But the pattern of the world is radically different from what godly men represent. Society often values things like instant gratification, sexual desires, self-centered ambition. Meanwhile, godly men pursue righteousness. They pursue purity, selflessness, and the will of God in their lives. Because of this, modern women, particularly those who embrace today's cultural values, might see godly men as out of touch or even judgmental. The way a godly man conducts himself, avoiding the hookup scene, respecting boundaries, and placing God above anything else in life, can seem very strange for those women in today's world, and especially in today's dating world. Number two, godly men won't compromise on purity. One of the biggest reasons modern women struggle with godly men is because godly men have big and hard standards for all these things, for things like sex, you know. They don't do that before marriage, and they don't give it away for someone that's not their wife. Ephesians 5 verse 3 says, "But among you there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality." Godly men live by this. And that's a huge contrast to what today's culture promotes. In today's hookup culture, women are used to men who participate in those casual flings. But a godly man is not interested in that. He's looking for a meaningful, Christ-centered relationship that honors God. And to this modern woman, it will feel like the man is outdated, that he hasn't had his update yet. But we all know that living for God is way better than all those degenerate stuff. Modern women will call those godly men controlling, but they don't know that the men are trying to protect the women from falling into these temptations from the devil. Godly men aren't afraid of sex or intimacy. They're trying to protect themselves because it's something spiritual and it's very important for them. Thessalonians 4 verse 3 to 5 says, "It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that's holy and honorable." Number three, godly men are strong leaders, not passive. Another reason some modern women don't resonate with godly men is because of their strength in leadership. Godly men are often very masculine men, and they try to lead their woman through life. That's what God asks from us. We have to be the head of the family. It's Christ, the man, the woman, the kids. Ephesians 5 verse 23 says, "For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church." A godly man is decisive, intentional, and leads with purpose. But modern culture often promotes independence for women, to the point that godly men are seen as some toxic masculine community, which they are not. The Bible even says that we have to treat our wives with respect. They tell the modern woman that being submissive to your man is something bad, and that you're dependent on him, and that you're a weak woman if you depend on your man, but that's not the case. Number four, godly men hold women to a higher standard. Godly men don't just have standards for themselves. They also seek women who are aligned with God's will. Proverbs 31 verse 10 says, "A wife of noble character, who can find? She's worth far more than rubies." Godly men are looking for women who value character over appearance, spiritual depth over shallow pursuits. Unfortunately, modern society often emphasizes superficial things, materialistic mindset, like status, height, appearance, wealth, all that stuff, you know. And the godly man doesn't look at all those things. And the high standard that godly man has for a woman may turn off a lot of women because they feel they're not good enough. It's such a high standard to be a daughter of Christ. They can't handle it, and they don't want it because all of those rules, they don't want to give up their rules. That's the main problem. they don't want to give up their life for Christ. They don't want to live by rules. Godly men desire relationships that are built on faith, not fleeting attractions. Number 5, godly men expect accountability. Lastly, accountability in a relationship. Galatians 6 verse 1 says, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. Godly men don't shy away from holding their partners accountable and also themselves to God's standards. Modern culture often promotes the idea of you do you, that there should be no judgment or correction in a relationship. But a good man knows that spiritual growth happens in the moments that you should correct each other. You should hold each other accountable in love. Because what if you don't? What if you let someone live in sin? That's far more worse than telling someone he's not doing the right thing. Because there he can grow. He can grow with that feedback. And this accountability can feel very uncomfortable for some women because they're not used to it. A godly man wants to serve the Lord with his wife. And if the woman doesn't have that quality, then a godly man is not interested. And a modern woman is also not interested because she doesn't want to live by rules. She doesn't want to obey Jesus Christ. She doesn't want to be submissive to her man. It's all outdated for them. They can't handle it. I was dating this girl and she was a born-again Christian. And we went on for a drink, like a coffee, and we were talking about standards. And I asked her what she thought about wearing clothes that are a bit open right here. And she said she saw no problem with it. Well, me, I did see a problem because I don't want my woman to walk on the street with her clothes being open like that people can see everything. I don't want that. And I told her, this is my standard. I don't want my women to wear clothing like that. You have to properly dress yourself and cover up because you're highly valued. You're a daughter of Christ. You should reflect that. Some respect for yourself. She found it very difficult. And keep in mind, she was a born-again Christian. So that was the deal breaker. We didn't end up in the relationship because of that. Because that was my standard and she didn't want to be submissive to that. She was not agreeing with me on that. And God bless her. I hope she's doing great right now. But you know, that's something that should be normal. You should cover up. You should not walk on the street with tight pants on, with open clothing. That's not how... If Jesus was in front of you, would you wear those things? No. And this is also a big issue modern women hate godly men for, because godly men are holding them accountable. They're telling, don't wear those clothes. You're making men lust over it. But with that being said, thanks for watching this video. Give me a like, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. If you have any ideas, put it in the comments. If you want to be a member of this channel, feel free to subscribe to that. And let's make this year great till the end. 2025. I hope we have a lot of growth there. Also spiritual growth. And I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.